tennis elbow can be very annoying and very painful. Today, I'm going to show you how to start fixing it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Colby, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Tennis elbow is called lateral epicondylitis. Your lateral epicondyle, which is right here, is the end of your humerus bone, or that bone in your upper arm. A lot of muscles attach right there, specifically your wrist extensors. You can even see when I do that, there's muscle bellies right here that pop up. If that area gets inflamed or for some reason gets irritated and isn't addressed, you can develop lateral epicondylitis. And basically, it'll stick around until you do something about it. If you haven't done anything to address this yet, then you're in that early phase, which is what I'm gonna do today. Weirdly enough, the early phase doesn't focus much here. It actually focuses a lot up here. Proximal stability creates distal function. So we are gonna focus a lot on scapular strength and rotator cuff strength while still doing some stuff for this area, but primarily letting this area calm down. You're gonna roll up a towel or something like that and place it between your arm and your side like this. Set up the band with a tiny bit of tension so that it's pulling this way. Set your shoulder blade, so pull your shoulder blade down and back and squeeze it there. And then from there, you're rotating out to the side, nice and controlled, and back. Holding this might not feel that comfortably because that's a grip, and gripping activates that musculature. So that's why I like a loop band. What you can do is simply raise it up and place it up here on the wrist. Now, you don't have to involve your wrist at all, and that'll let this area relax while we strengthen up here. Now, I should say, if you can do this with a grip and it doesn't hurt, I'd actually prefer you to do that because that creates an isometric through this area, which is gonna build that tolerance. So if this doesn't hurt that elbow, and I mean not at all, then go for it. If you're gonna do that version, keep your wrist stable. Do not let it move at all during this exercise. Some people will crank like this because it makes them feel like they're rotating farther. It needs to stay stable. I want you to do 15 nice and controlled reps of this exercise. To hit the next section of the rotator cuff, you would turn and face the other way and do the exact same sequence, except now instead of rotating out, you're rotating towards yourself. Shoulder blade down and back, you're rotating in towards yourself. A solid 15 reps of that. We're gonna follow that up with a row, meaning set up like this and you're rowing towards yourself, one arm for now. The first motion is your shoulder blade back before you do anything with your arm. So shoulder blade back, squeeze the muscles between your shoulder blades, and then row and hold at the end for 5 seconds, and then come out of it. Again, if this gripping hurts here, kind of loop it around, so that way it's basically just sticking onto your hand and it's gonna stay there because I kind of got it in a situation where it's not gonna fly off. On this one, I would do 15 very solid reps of that. So as a sequence for that shoulder in this early phase, it's external rotation, internal rotation, and single arm rows, 15 reps of each, and I would do the cycle twice. That's a great workout for that shoulder area. So what we want to do is increase some function to this area in generally pain-free ways. I say generally because we do need to push into symptoms a little bit with this stuff. I typically tell people I'm okay with them pushing up to a 3 out of 10 pain with this stuff as long as it comes down within a few hours and at the very most within 24 hours. If you're early on, this might be at a 3 out of 10 pain already when you're just sitting here. So when we're doing these exercises, I'm okay with it getting up to a 5 or 6, as long as it comes back to that 3 within 24 hours. If it stays in that 5 to 6 range a couple days later, that means we did too much too early. So what we're doing is an isometric. So I'm taking this hand, I'm placing it here, and I'm gonna be pushing like this into that hand, but this isn't gonna let it move. I'm activating my wrist extensors, which are those muscles that attach here, without a high load. We're gonna do about 5 to 8 reps where you're just doing 30 to 45-second holds. As this isometric gets easier and less painful, I want you to press harder into this hand and squeeze your grip harder. I'm gonna talk more about specifically how to progress this, but first I wanna address the other portion of this area. What you're gonna wanna do is give some manual tissue massage to this area, meaning you're gonna take your thumb or your fingers and maybe some lotion right on that area, right up here where those muscles attach. We're trying to get a little bit of discomfort, but not too much. The research behind this shows that it's increasing blood flow and it's giving some deep pressure to muscle tissue, which can help them recover. I would do that for 1 to 2 minutes after you do your isometrics. Okay, so let's recap a little bit here. Phase 1, here's exactly how I'd want you to do it. External rotation for the shoulder, 15 reps. Internal rotation for the shoulder, 15 reps. Single arm rows, 15 reps. Do that cycle one more time. Move to isometrics, 5 to 8 reps of a 30 to 45 second isometric hold, and then 1 to 2 minutes of manual tissue massage to that area. That's the sequence. I want you to do this 2 times a day. And I know what you're thinking. How long am I doing that for? Here's where we talk about progression. If you can get to a point where you can squeeze your grip as hard as you can and press into that hand as hard as you can, and there's no pain here, then congratulations, we are ready for phase 2. That shows me that that tendon tolerance has increased enough that we can really start loading it functionally. So when you get to that point, I'm gonna post a video here that is phase 2, and we'll go over that one together. I'll see you over there.